Hi everyone, this is a game replay of the Shadow Blast Blast 1 tournament final between myself, Limited Power, and Cole, CBanning. Going to give you a game replay and some of my thoughts as we go through it. It's a little jerky at the beginning due to a double video overlay, but it cleans up after the first few cards are taken. I really like Cole's first pick of Transfigure. It's a very flexible card to be used in the future. My first turn, I'm just trying to build up some mana. Rolls over to Cole. I thought for sure he was going to go with Doom Drop, and if it were me, I would have. I think Doom Drop is a decent counter to Power Hungry because you can then put your 3 and 4 power mana on it and use your basic attack for 1s and 2s, which will likely be lower than what your opponent would have in hand. He ended up going with Mutation, which is also a good spell, I think, here. I was a little surprised on his first turn that he didn't cast Transfigure at all, even just to grab some mana. But it worked out for him with both Windstorm and Mutation coming through with strong attacks. I went ahead and grabbed Doom Drop to be able to start stacking it myself and using Power Hungry to cycle a high power mana card. He gets a little unlucky here with Windstorm, throwing a 1 on it. I liked Wrath in this situation. It is a card that can deal damage when he does not have any cards in hand. Then with Energy Reserve I can cast it again. Again, I'm holding on to those high power mana cards. He's going for some more mana generation as a counter to Wrath. Now, I was pretty upset here to see Shackled Motion come out. I thought for sure on Cole's turn that he would be taking that to dump my hand. It was just a really bad spot for me because I was getting ready to load Doom Drop up with some high power mana cards. He ends up not taking it though, which was a little bit of a surprise. I think had he taken it there, I would have been in a rough spot with my setup. He went with Fire Blast and got some strong damage off though. So knowing that I was going to be able to load up Doom Drop, I was okay leaving Shackled out there for that turn and getting the full 6 off of Hoodwink. Again, cycling damage for Wrath. And at this point, I'm looking to jettison Power Hungry. It's been useful for what I needed it to be, and I'm ready to move on to something else. I think that is an important aspect that some players don't take into account, is finding the usefulness of a spell and then moving on when you no longer need it. So I get my Doom Drop damage. I'm going to try to get him with Guilty Bond. Then I'm going to discard the hand to counter his mana draw so that I can get some Wrath damage in. At that point, I have him down to 11. He at least needs 2 turns, if not 3. After his basic, he leaves me at 17. After Doom Drop comes off, I have him at 8. At this point, I had a real hard time trying to figure out what I wanted to do with Guilty Bond. I needed it to hit in order for me to close the game out here. I wasn't sure if he would have the ability to get through with 17. Transfigure leaves a lot of options available to him, and he's really good at seeing paths that I cannot always see to get a victory. So I was definitely concerned here and wanting to make sure that I could close it out. But with Guilty Bond, with the player he is, I know he can try to be sneaky with it, and I wasn't sure what he would still have in hand. Um, Mathematically, a 1 is the most likely card, so I eventually settled on trying for that, and it hit. Then pulled back up on the Hoodwink in order to get the 3 damage plus my basic. Was able to close it out there. I think the two main spots here that could have led to a different outcome in this game, although it was very close. In the end, I think he was 1, maybe 2 turns out on it. The Doom Drop take was clutch, I felt, for myself, as well as not having my hand discarded with Shackled Motion. I think those could have made a difference. Love to hear your thoughts on the outcome and any strategies that you may have employed if you were in this game. Thanks for watching, and catch you next time. TTR.